what's going on, Iron Family. Before we get started today, I want to go over some of our sponsors and some of our partners that we have teamed up here with. So some of these are our partners and some of these are paid sponsors. Okay, so if you're in the downtown Anderson area and you're looking for some great food, stop by Delightful Flavors. Make sure you ask for Jessica Griffin. She will be there. They're open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Sundays, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Their address is 401 East Shockley Road. And if you guys are looking for a new or used vehicle, make sure to go to Lake Keowee Ford and ask for Carter. Tell him that Will Corbin sent you, and he will hook you up. Carter at Lake Keowee Ford is who I bought my truck from. He's a great guy. He cares about you. He's not just looking for your money. He wants to get you in the best vehicle that's suited best for you. So tattoos, if you're anything like me, you love tattoos. And if you are looking for someone to tattoo you, trying to get some ink done, go check out my girl Lee at Painted Pony Tattoo. She's one of the best artists around here. Make sure you tell her I sent you, and she'll share some of the Iron Family love with you. Guys, the Blood Connection bus is going to be here April 24th, 2021 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's here at Iron Covenant Gym in our back parking lot. They're extremely low on blood. They're getting extremely desperate. Look, your body's going to make more blood. Donate 10 minutes of your time to save someone's life. That's not asking for too much. Come together. Let's give some blood. I hear a lot of people complaining about their dogs, jerking them around, pulling them around, and they see my dog and they're like, man, if my dog could just do what your dog does. Hey, no more. Look no further. If you're looking for dog training, the only people or team I would recommend is War and Peace K9. Contact Josh Owen at 864-932-9543. Again, make sure you tell him that I sent you. I'm always at training with them. Check it out. Come by. Super great prices and super great results. Josh is the dog commander. I gave him that name myself. Summertime's coming. It's getting here. It's getting warmer. It's time to get that fresh cut. And there's only one fresh cut that you can recommend, and that's a Walls cut. There's no cut like a Walls cut. So if you're looking for a barber, make sure you hit up my boy at Top Shelf Barbershop. Their address is 3027 North Main Street. You can book appointments on an app called Booksy. So make sure you check them out for the freshest fades in town. Let's see here. I know I got a stimulus check. I'm sure you did too. If you haven't, yours is on the way. Don't waste your stimulus money, okay? You know you got those jobs at your house that you know you got them remodeling you need to do, interior, exterior remodeling. You need to call my guys down at CNC Construction. They'll get you right. They're open 7 days a week. Call 864-747-2432. Again, make sure you tell them that Iron Covenant sent you, and they'll give you some really good Iron Family prices. Last but not least, branding. You don't know how many guys and girls come up to me asking me, hey, where do you get your shirts made? Who makes your shirts? I need somebody to make me some shirts. But don't limit it to just shirts, because my guy, Danny at Dipstick Branding, he'll hook it up. They got everything. They've got hats, tumblers. They've even got golf balls. They've got all kind of things. If you want something printed or branded, make sure you hit up my guy, Danny, with Dipstick Branding. Their website is dip123.com. If you use code IRONFAMILY, you'll get 10% off of your first online order. But you don't have to order online. You can even call Danny at 864-437-8831. Make sure you check him out. He's never let me down. That's the man to get in touch with. All right. I hope you enjoy today's episode. I got a great guest, and we go over some great topics. Enjoy. Today I'm here with Matt Snipes. Some of you may know him as Blair. Actually, let's go ahead and start it off by talking about it. Matt and Blair. Let's tell us the story. What's up with that?
Okay, so Blair's actually my middle name.
Okay.
I got that from my grandfather. He's my hero, the dude that I respected the most. He died in 2019, 4 months shy of 102. It was like,
that's
dude.
a good life right there.
It is. He was super healthy until like the last 2 weeks. He ate good. He grew most of his own food. They didn't eat like processed food. Never smoked, never drank, never stayed out late, never did anything.
Okay, so
lived a clean life.
Yeah.
So I decided before he passed that I was going to use my middle name as my first name, just as a reminder to be the same quality of man he was. Like, we were very different men, but like, there's never going to be anybody that could ever say anything bad about my grandfather, and that's not my biased opinion. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
So it's just a reminder to like kind of hold myself to that same standard, even though we have different beliefs.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
A man's a man. So
yeah.
good
so
man,
the day
good
he
man.
passed is the day that I switched over to Blair. But like, you know, me and you have been friends for years and years and years.
Sure.
You know me as Matt. I don't expect people to call me Blair if it doesn't feel natural. You know what I mean?
You know, sometimes I feel like I call you both in person. I'm like, it just depends. Like new people, like you were saying, like new people. I'm like, this is Matt, Blair, whatever you know him as. Hey, just go.
Dude, a guy was telling Jake Tubbs that he doesn't like Blair.
Oh, really?
And Jake, at first Jake's like,
he'll be on the show next week.
And then he called on. He's like, then you can't say you don't like him. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, you don't know him well enough.
Yeah,
if
that's true.
if you only know him as Blair, then you don't know him well enough.
Okay, I like that. That's good right there. I plan on having Jacob be on the show, I believe, next week sometime.
Okay,
we're working on time next week. I like Jake. He's cool. He's got a lot of stories.
He's a good dude. Yeah,
he does a lot.
Yeah,
he does a lot. So, Matt, where are you from?
I'm originally from Anderson, and a lot of people are kind of confused on that because I did move away. I moved to California for a couple years. I was in Vegas for a year, and then I came back in 2015. But I am originally from here. I was born in the hospital right down the road.
Oh, literally right down the road, huh?
Yep.
So let's talk about what took you to California.
I was young. I had no kids. I had no girlfriend at the time. Nothing really holding me down, and I really wanted to get out there. Very long story that led up to that was I kind of met the people from Hart and Huntington, and I wanted to work for Kerry Hart. That was his brand.
So you met the people from California here?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I met them in Florida. I went down to an event. Okay. So real quick part of that was they had a Supercross race team. You know, they race Atlanta every year.
Right.
So they were doing a team signing at the Dodge dealership. So I told my buddies, hey, I'm going to ride down there early, see if I can meet some people, see if I can get myself in the mix.
For sure.
Nobody would ride with me. So I get there early. The team manager's putting graphics on a bike. I'm like, perfect. I'm like, you want help doing the other side? And he was late. Should have been done. So he's like, you know what you're doing? I was like, man, I can finish this side before you finish your side.
Ooh.
So he's like, all right. So I help him, and I'm sitting there putting graphics on. I'm like, man, this couldn't be any more perfect. So as soon as we're done, he's like, all right, I appreciate it, man.
Too, man.
Yeah. He's like, all right, I appreciate it, man. I'm like, you guys wouldn't need any help in the pits tomorrow, would you? And he looked me dead in the eyes, laughed at me, and said, no, kid, we're good, and walked off.
And how old were you at the time?
Man, I was young, but still like early 20s.
Yeah. I like it.
So I didn't let that discourage me. I went and sat down with like some of the team riders, and because I was so tattooed, so their race team and the tattoo part are very separate things.
Oh, really?
So they just kind of assumed I was with part of Hart and Huntington and not part of the race team. And I didn't ever say I was, but I could tell they thought that, and I didn't say I wasn't either. So we kind of mixed it up. That went nowhere. And then for the 5th year Orlando tattoo shop, for their anniversary party, I was going to go down there, same thing. I was like, I'm going early. I'm going to see if I can set up. Like, it's an event. They're putting up tents and stuff. Like, I'll see what's up.
Optimistic. You're
so
opportunist.
I asked all my buddies. I said, look, I'm renting a car because whatever piece of crap car I was driving at the time wouldn't have made it to Orlando.
I know that
said,
feeling.
I'm renting the car. I'm getting the room. All you got to pay for is your food and anything else we do. Nobody would go with me. It's a free trip.
Though?
Dude,
How many people just wouldn't jump on something like that?
And I see now, like, they felt like I was wasting my time because they knew I was going. But I get down there, I get to the Orlando shop, and the shop owner comes out, and he's like, Matt? And I'm like, I don't know who this dude is. Yeah. He's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I just came to see if I could help out, see if I could set up. And he laughed in my face, too, but in a very different way, like, not that, you know, setting up stuff is low-level stuff, but he's like, you're above that. He's like, no. He's like, let me introduce you to the GM of Hart and Huntington. And he was across the way having a beer. Yeah. You know, so we sit down. It's a table with 3 spots. It's just me and him. We're sitting there having a beer, and next thing you know, Kerry walks in. I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Okay,
now
we're
getting
right
somewhere.
Okay.
So I see Kerry snap a photo, and I'm an eager beaver. I'm like, don't pull out your phone. Don't pull out your phone. As soon as we get up from the table, I pull out my phone. He had put it on the gram. He's like, official meeting going down. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So long story is when I talked to the GM, he's like, hey, if you ever get out to California, we'll find something for you to do. So I was like, yeah.
That was your, hey,
Dude,
you're in.
2 weeks later, I was in California.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
moved
had
out.
nothing. I think I went out there like $1,600.
So you had
man.
no place to go when you, like, did you already have everything organized?
So my buddy that I used to work with, we lived together in Clemson. He had moved out a few months prior and was working for Dye, the paintball company.
Right.
They happened to need another roommate in that house. So
Wow.
I was like, oh, this is
So it was
perfect.
fucking meant to be almost.
So, yeah. So I trade my truck for like a 92 Acura Integra,
Yeah.
put what I can fit in there, drive across country in 42 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I get there. I got like $1,600 in the bank. I call him. I'm like, dude, I'm here. He's like, man, I didn't know it was going to be like that. He's like, there's really not much we have going on. It was a long time, long time before I ended up working for them. But
so he didn't think you were going to show up.
exactly, yeah.
But
And
the
really,
offer
I
was there.
should have been like, you know what? Honestly, I could leave now, and
Yeah.
that would have saved me all that
Right,
grief.
right.
But so that's what took me there, just young, and I was like, oh, here's some
So
opportunity.
did you have a spot there? Or?
No. So I rented the spot with my buddy
Mm-hmm.
and was burning through the money that I had brought with me.
And the job wasn't there when you got there?
No, they just weren't ready.
Yeah.
So that part kind of went sideways on me. But it ended up working out in the end. But I really just wanted to go to California so I could work for them, meet Kerry, because he was making money in all the things I loved, which was motocross, tattoos, clothing.
Right.
I'm like, this dude's built an empire, and it looks like a good time.
Right.
My whole thing with wanting to work for them was to get close to him, but not because he was a celebrity, but it was like, let me see behind the curtain on
Right.
how
what
you
he's
get
doing.
there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
how did you get to this point? Like, let me retrace your steps.
I admire that. That's what I like to do is like not be so focused on the person and where they are, but how the fuck they got there.
Exactly.
That's what makes fucking winners
just
right there.
dissect it behind the scenes. Don't be full on fanboy.
Right.
Just like kind of watch and observe.
Right.
You know.
Learn.
And
Fucking learn.
like I did, don't be above doing anything.
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
Both times I went was like, hey, what can I do? Like
Yeah.
I literally scrubbed
I want my
toilets.
fucking
I
foot
don't
in the door.
care.
Yeah,
like,
just let me
I
get my
just
foot
want to
in the
be
door.
on the team.
Hell
you know.
yeah. I like that, man. I like that a lot. So you came, but what brought you back here?
So I met a girl in California. I finally got on with Hart Huntington, and once it was finally like right at the time it was like really official because I had to do an internship, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But once I got on with them, shortly after, they're like, hey, we're moving the corporate office, which is where I work, to Vegas.
Right.
Because they had the tattoo
So
shop
that's how I got
in
you to Vegas right there.
Yeah.
With them.
So it was one of those things where, like, we love you, we want to keep you, but if you want to keep your job, we kind of need you to go.
Right.
Again,
You were
I'm still an eager beaver,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I'm going.
I'm
I
in.
love California, but
Yeah.
I'm going.
I'm in.
So the chick I was dating at the time was super cool. She's like, you know what? I've been in California for a few years. I'm ready for something new.
So she went
talked
with you?
her into moving
Oh,
with me.
shit,
Yep.
badass.
We got out there, and about halfway through that year, I parted ways with Hart and Huntington. Was doing some other stuff, but she grew up on a farm in Oregon, and we were like, you know what? Like, the desert life just ain't for us.
Right.
We're farm people. We're country people. We like trees and fields and
Yeah, absolutely.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no
And we want
doubt.
to have some chickens and do that whole deal. So I talked her into moving back here.
Oh, so she came back here with you.
Yeah.
Are y'all together now?
No.
But
But we're friends. We're
Okay,
good
cool,
friends.
cool,
We
cool.
talk every day. She
And that's the
calls
way it
me
should
about
be. It
guy
should-
things.
Yeah,
you
for
know
sure.
what I mean? Like,
That's the way it should be. Mature adults. You
well,
move.
I was the one when she said she wanted to end it. Like, it broke my heart, but literally that second I could understand why, and I
Right.
just said okay.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't deny her of that. Like,
That's fair.
You know,
I
so it
respect
was-
that.
Yeah,
I respect
so,
that for
You know,
sure.
I was the one in the wrong.
Fair.
So
Respect. And it takes a man to say that.
yeah, and at first I'm sure I didn't. I'm sure I.
Well, I mean,
argued
it also
and,
takes
you
a
know.
man to say, well, first of all, fuck you.
Yeah.
But like once you get once you're done seeing
Yeah,
the red, and you
once,
calm down.
and that's just speaking from a place of pain.
Right.
Like you're
You're
hurt.
hurt.
That's the
That's
only
all.
reason
That's
you're
all.
saying that,
Right.
and you're embarrassed with yourself how you let it get to that point, and you know.
especially like when you don't see it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when it's the
you
worst.
mess up a good
Yeah.
thing, and it all
And
slaps
it's just
you
hard
in
to
the face.
accept. It's hard to accept you doing wrong.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
to be wrong sucks.
Yeah, because
It
I mean,
fucking
we're
sucks.
pretty much the same. We feel like we try to do things
Yeah,
the right way.
exactly,
You
right.
know, and then when you have to accept,
Oh,
like,
it's the
that
fucking
wasn't
word.
right, and
That's a
wasn't
bitter, hard, thick
stand-up
pill to
guy.
swallow.
Yeah. Yep.
When you think you're doing it one way, but then what's worse is if they show you how the fuck you're doing it.
Oh yeah,
And you're like,
I know.
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, even worse than that, when they don't have to show you. Like when
Right.
she told me, "Hey, I think we should end it," it all just literally slapped me
right in the face.
I'm
like, where did damn,
okay, I
that's
see
rough.
it.
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, that's good that y'all are friends still. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
mature thing
yeah.
to do. So I'll watch all your videos too. I listen to your podcast and things, but I seen a video I'd like to talk about, and it's what you do for income. So let's talk a little bit about it because your name, a lot like a lot of the other guests I've had on here, a lot of people know of you. They've heard your name. They may have seen a video or so of you, but they don't know who you are.
Yep.
So let's talk about what you do for income. What do you do for income?
So I'm super, super fortunate. Now what I do for income is all things that I enjoy. So my main money makers are I do content creation and social media management for Tim's Harley Davidson.
I see some of the reviews. They're fucking phenomenal, by the way.
Thanks. And for Foothills Motorsports.
Okay.
So I owe like a lot to them, especially Cody Watson at Tim's and Eric at Foothills, because they allow me the financial freedom to explore other projects like that's my bread and butter. That's how I make my money. That's a consistent monthly check, comes like clockwork.
Right.
So it's not really like the grind of, out here like, oh, I need to do this, need to do that, And then through Tim's, I was able to start my YouTube channel, which took off in like 2.5 months, got monetized, started making money. Again, that's a big thanks to them because, I go in on the dealership on Sunday when nobody's there, shoot all my content. All I do is plug them. They never ask for anything. Like, what do you need from us? We'll help you. Like, Cody really wants to see me do well.
Right. Cody's a good guy too.
Dude, he's great.
Big heart.
Yeah. So I owe him a lot. So those are my main money makers, and then I'll take on like freelance stuff here and there, just things that seem fun to me. So I turn down a lot of stuff. People are like, oh, you should shoot a wedding. You should do this. I'm like, it's not interesting to me.
Fair. That's right. So you do better at things that you're interested in as opposed to things you're not. And you don't want to half-ass a wedding because you don't give a shit about it.
Exactly.
And then somebody like see your wedding video and be like, I don't want him reviewing my shit. Look how boring he is.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm on board with that too. Every day that you live your life, it's almost like you building a daily resume.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're entrepreneurs and you're doing things like people use and reflect off of everything that you put out and everything that you do. And so I like to do the same thing. I like to try to do everything I do just like I do every single thing. Do one thing like you do everything.
Well, see, and here I want to commend you too, because there's one thing that I see that you do well that I would credit to some of my own success. And at first, when I started doing this and the money that I was bringing in, I felt guilty because I know photographers and videographers that I would consider much better than me, that it's still their side hustle. And I felt guilty. I'm like, why do I get the opportunity when there's better out there? But there's a lot of like personal stuff that goes into it. How you treat people, how you interact with people.
Yeah,
So
you are your resume.
That's why I feel like you've been successful, is because like even I remember our early interactions, like you look people in the eye. Like, there's a lot to it.
Dude, there's more
a
than
lot
just
more to it than just business,
sure.
And
even like a
bookkeeping
camera or videos, there's a lot more to just
exactly.
It's what you put into it.
Right.
And that's like what we were talking about. If you enjoy what you do, you put your heart into it. People see it and they're like, I don't give a shit if this is a regular water. If he wants $1 for it, I'll give him a fucking dollar for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
The support. You build a support, and like I build a family here. Like to treat every new person that comes in just like I've known them for 30 years. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people that come in the doors here, they don't have anything or anyone else.
Right.
So like, we've built this place with you take a bunch of people that don't have anything, you put them together, and now they're all they got.
Exactly.
So they'll take care of each other like they're all they got because they've all they got.
Yep.
So I love what we're doing here, and so let's talk about what you do for fun. What do you do for fun, like during your free time? Do you have much free time, and how do you spend it?
See, and that's where I'm fortunate in that I do have a lot of free time, but I spend a lot of my free time doing my work stuff because I genuinely enjoy it. I mean, look at it. Like I take out the brand new 21s just launched in January, the 21 model Harleys. Part of my work is take it out somewhere cool and take some pictures of it. Like, come on, man.
Don't
like,
get no better
how
than
bad is that? You know what I
cool,
mean? And then come back and maybe grab another one. Exactly. And I love all the people at the dealership. So I'll spend a lot of time up there. Maybe I'm editing and working on stuff. Maybe I'm just kind of talking to people or helping the salesmen work their deals or whatever.
Everything don't have to have a paycheck on it.
Exactly.
And a lot of people can't take that in. They're like, why the fuck would I go spend my time doing this? I'm not getting money for it.
Yep.
But dude, an investment isn't about just the fucking money.
Yep.
You plant seeds of like, hell, even hope and happiness. You go in there, people come in, even in the dealership. I worked at Boneyard for a few years, and somebody walks in, just like here, somebody walks in kind of down or whatever, like, man, you can brighten their day up just by saying, hey, dude, how you doing, man? What's going on with you? Motherfuckers are like, oh shit, me? Looking back at me.
Yeah. But I mean, other than that, like it's working out, riding mountain bikes, do a ton of hiking with the dog. Just basically being outside.
Right.
Anything outside is me. That's kind of my happy place. That's what I enjoy,
I like that. So let's talk about your dogs here. Dot. I see you're always posting pictures and taking them everywhere.
Yep.
So let's talk about him. Doc's a what? He's a Malinois?
He's a Belgian Malinois. Yep. He'll
How
be
old is he?
6 this year.
6.
Yep, 6 and dude, he's starting to get that gray on his chin.
Oh, yeah.
And that bums me out.
Dude,
man.
I know.
Like,
My German Shepherd, Thor, he just turned 7 on Valentine's Day.
Uh-huh.
And he's got the gray, too. And I'm like, oh, you
Yeah.
getting him a quarter of the way, bro.
every day I say a little bit more, but it's a reminder like, hey, cherish
Life is
every
precious,
single
man.
moment
Yeah.
with this
Dog
dude,
years go
you
by,
know?
man. Just like human years, but, man, dog years, it sucks because, like you said, you could just start seeing it. You can see age hitting him, and it's terrible.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Even in us, I can see like myself age.
Physically,
Yeah.
he hadn't slowed down, so that's good. But it's just like, when we're doing our little bro time, first thing in the morning, he'll crawl up, to me in the bed, and I'm looking at his chin. I'm like, man.
Yeah, you're getting older.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, man, yeah. Doc's a cool dog, man.
Dude, he is.
I got a Malinois. He's about 9 months old. His name's Scrappy, and he's wild as hell, too.
Yeah,
man.
I've seen the
He's
stuff.
fun.
Yeah, I've seen your stuff.
Okay, so earlier I mentioned your podcast. Your podcast, the name of it is the Self-Made Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about it. How long ago did you start your podcast?
So, I don't know when you would consider it officially a podcast. I started recording them at the very end of 2017.
Okay.
And I was doing them as Facebook Lives, but I was saving the audio so that when I had iTunes and I had all that other stuff, I could do it. But where I got to that point where like, okay, first I need this gear, then I need this, then I need this, and I kept pushing out my date of when I was going to launch it because I need this, I was like, you know what? If I don't sit down and record tonight, I'm going to make excuses forever.
That's so true.
Forever. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do Facebook Lives. I'll save the audio. So once I figure out how to get on iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff, then I can put it all on there. But I just need to start.
It's easy
I literally
to push
recorded
that
that
off,
night.
man.
Dude, it is. Yeah.
Because no one's telling you, hey, you need to do this. You know,
Uh-huh.
like at a regular job, motherfuckers are like, hey, why ain't you done this yet?
Yep.
But whenever, especially when you're not getting paid to make the video,
Yeah.
no one's pushing you. You're like,
Well, and you do want it to be the best you can.
Right,
So I'm like,
right.
the better mic I have, the better camera I have, the
Right.
better everything I have, the better it will be. And I want
Absolutely.
people to take it serious and
Yeah.
know that I'm taking it serious. And I was
That's
like, you
true.
know what? I need to do it.
Yeah, right. It's easy to post things off, man. I like, and that's going to lead me to my next topic, which is success. I'd like to talk about success with you. A lot of people consider you successful, so I want to ask, in your own words, what is success?
Success to me has been like the freedom of my time.
Okay.
I get to spend my day the way I want. So like I said, I spend lots of time at the dealership. My deal with Harley, this may be saying probably more than I should. I only have to be there one day a month.
Right.
That's our contract.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as I'm there one day a month, I'm good. So you can imagine, as long as I get everything I need to do, granted, that's a hell of a grind for the day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I do stuff throughout, every day I'm posting stuff for
Right,
them and
right.
doing all that. But for the most part, man, like you've got a lot of your personal time, free time.
Right.
That's what I want.
Right,
So
for
like,
sure.
I didn't have to ask anybody, hey, I want to go do this thing on Friday at 10 with Will.
Yeah.
Is it cool if I come in
Yeah,
late?
that's
and there's
awesome.
nothing wrong with that. Trust me, I've done
Oh,
my
yeah,
share.
for sure.
I've worked for myself and had to go back to jobs, so it's not like an ego thing or a pride
Absolutely,
thing.
yeah,
Or
for sure.
if somebody listening works in a job and has to ask for time off, trust me, I've been there.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there. Hell,
But
I've been there, too,
success to
years.
me is freedom of time. Now, with that comes like financial freedom.
Right.
You have to have like it sucks when like you don't know how your bills are going to get paid.
That does suck. That's a bad feeling.
But I also base my lifestyle around that, man. Like
Yeah.
a lot of my friends have like $140,000 wake boats. Granted, they make a little more money than me,
Fair.
but still, I'm like, I don't want to have to.
That's another fucking
Then I
step.
have to work.
Oh,
Yeah, then I have
That's
to
whenever
work.
you're like, okay, I got to schedule you in.
Exactly.
When you got deals like that.
Yeah, where it's like I'd rather just not have all the crazy stuff and have the time.
So success is different for each person's version of success.
Oh,
is
for
different.
sure. Yeah.
Because I know some guys that to them success is getting home, leaving a job from a 9 to 5, going home to their families.
Mm-hmm.
That's success to some people. Success to some people is that $140,000 boat you're
Yep.
talking about.
And I've learned, man, that 9 to 5, like that does fit some people. They have no interest in starting a business
Oh, yeah,
or doing
yeah.
their
Oh,
own
yeah.
thing.
That's
like
true.
they want to come in, work hard, clock out, and
And
not
go-
have to think
exactly.
about it.
That's
Whereas
true.
you think about this 24/7.
Dude, this shit keeps me up
This
at night.
gym is never
Yeah.
not on your mind.
That's
You're
true.
not ever just not making a note about
Right.
something or changing
Absolutely.
something or questions about this or you know what
So
I mean?
true. There's no like set hours, and that's not. You're right. That's not good for a lot of people.
Exactly.
And then a lot of people, they thrive best. Everybody thrives. They have their environment they thrive best
Mm-hmm.
in. So I would say that some people wouldn't make it being your own boss because you have to be self-motivated.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people just look. I've had several people come to me saying, "Man, so and so was coming at me talking about man, Will's got it made. He just rides around his truck all day and works out. And I was like, you tell them they're more than welcome to Job Shadow for any day of the week. Come, you can ride everywhere I go. You can ride with me. You can sit here and help me take notes and
yeah,
work
and hear
on
the
shit.
phone calls
exactly.
going in the truck while you're driving.
Exactly. It's 2:30 in the morning. Hey, what's wrong with the leg machine? And I'm like, you could have waited a little bit. But, I was like, I don't know. I'll be there in the morning and check it out. Hey, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, have you seen the clips that go on the end of the bar? And I'm like,
yeah.
Dude,
yeah, same thing with me. People, oh, he just comes and goes or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you want to buy $9,000 worth of camera equipment and audio gear and stuff?
Well, nobody sees the
before
the
I
dig.
had any income coming in from it. Like, I bought that with my own money that, like, I was supposed to be living on.
Oh, yeah.
I just took a chance on myself. I'm like, I'll get it and I'll figure it out.
That's it.
Which is probably not the best financial advice,
That's
but
true.
that's what I'm saying. They don't want to take those risks.
Exactly. Risk, it's definitely risk taking is mandatory, but so is sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And then everybody the guy, I'm sure the guy or girl, whoever said that, they see the now. They didn't see me busting 12 to 16 hours a day when I first started.
Exactly.
Before we were 24/7, and even now we have employees to help get things done, but before it's the grind. You got to crawl before you can fucking walk and all that. But I think success. Everybody has their own version of success, and I want to say that'll lead into self-development. I believe that self-development is a major role of success. So self-development, what does that mean to you?
So the biggest part for me was being able to look at myself objectively.
Right.
You know what I mean? And see the error in my ways, see where I'm slacking, see where I'm telling myself I'm doing good, see what I'm talking about on my podcast. I'm like, you're not following your own advice.
Right.
You have the map and you're way out here
of that
in
myself.
the middle.
I'm guilty of that myself. And self-development, we were talking about the girl that moved with you earlier. Self-development, when she first told you that, you were angry, you were mad, but then look, that part of your self-development, you realize, okay, well maybe, a lot of self-development is looking through other people's vision, other people's eyes, I believe, So I believe that being able to tunnel vision is not self-development.
Yep.
If I can look through your eyes, like if you tell me, man, I don't like this label, I could be like, well, fuck you, this is my label. Or I could say, well, what don't you like about it, I like to look through everybody's perception because not every experience may vary, people, you meet different people from all different lives and aspects, but self-development is almost mandatory in order to be successful. I don't know many successful people that aren't very well self-developed.
Yep. And for guys with self-development, you have to get rid of your ego. You know what I mean?
Out
We
the
like to
fucking
think
window.
we've got it all figured out and we're already the best at
Right.
everything. You know what I mean? But you're not. Like especially as guys in the gym, man, you
Right.
work out all the time. It's
Right.
like, I've got this figured out, but I mean, I've yet to hit 405. I
Right.
saw you did
Oh,
last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, don't forget before you leave, ask Will what broke that plateau. It's
Oh,
like, I don't
yeah.
have too much ego to act
Right.
like, oh, he's lifted more than me. Like, screw that
Yeah,
guy. It's
dude,
like,
ego
no,
won't get you
how'd
anywhere.
you get there? Like,
We
show
talked
me.
about that
Like,
earlier.
let's do technique.
Yeah,
Let's do
exactly,
this. Like,
bro. Exactly.
Same
because-
thing with people in photography. All
Oh,
my
yeah.
buddies, I'm like, hey, can I buy you lunch and pick your brain? I'm having trouble with something.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot.
You know?
I've been picking your brain all morning. I've got more questions after this, more about
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Yep.
So self-development is each other, like using each other and being okay with someone using you, not in a negative way. I don't look at using someone as a negative way. Like I look at it as I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Several people. I had Blake Grice on the show last week, and a lot of people came to me and they were like, "Don't you think that's going to be like? Why'd you do that? He's got a gym." And I'm like, I was like, "That's why I'm where I am in life, and you are where you are in life." The way I look at it is, if you raise the fucking tides, all fucking ships are going to rise. Like the people that come here, I'm not worried about them leaving me to go to Blake. I would have to, if you want to do jiu-jitsu, go holler at my boy.
Yeah.
People can train here and there.
Yep.
And the same thing that there's people that train there that come here to work out. So I'm confident enough in my product. I say my product, the gym.
Yeah.
What we offer to where I don't look at it as competition. This place isn't for everyone.
Right,
And that's
right.
how we've made it this far is
Yep.
we can't. I learned at a really early stage of Iron Covenant Gym that you can't cater to everyone.
No, and if you try to, then you don't cater to anyone.
Exactly.
It's not for anybody.
That's exactly
So you
right.
got to find kind of your niche. You welcome everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But give them a chance to see. You know
for
what
sure.
I mean?
Everyone's welcome, but this isn't for everyone.
Yep.
But you're welcome to come try it out and see. And what we're talking about, like swallowing pride or whatever. As a man, you'd be so surprised how many guys. I'm sure you've seen it there. But in our boxing program, grown men come in, and even younger guys come in. Like I'd say from 16 to up. Boys come in like, hey, you ever boxed? You ever fought before? Man, yeah. Okay. Well, we had this guy, I guess he's probably about 30, but 28, 30. He come in talking big game or whatever, and we have a 14-year-old who's nasty as shit.
Yeah.
And our coach said, hey, line him up with him. And he got offended, like, I don't want to hurt this boy. He said, well, take it easy on him.
Yeah.
And that boy lit his ass up, you know, because, again, it's a pride and ego thing. You think you're bigger, you think you're stronger, you think you're better, and then you get somebody in there who knows the fucking art, and then they fucking wax your ass and embarrass you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're bigger. Yeah, you're stronger. Yeah, you're faster. It's just they ain't that dance, you know. It's a dance. So self-development, you have to realize I am only who I am. Nothing more, nothing less. Once you realize your limits, then you can push your limits. And that's what you reminded me of that same sentence whenever you were talking about getting the 405. I was stuck at 365 forever on bench, and like I had just accepted it. I'm like, never tried to push over it. I was like, 365. As long as I can maintain that, I'll be okay. And then I don't remember who it was. Somebody that weighed a lot more than me was benching a lot more, and they're like, oh, you'll never be able to hit 405. You're too small. And I'm like, I don't remember who the fuck said it, but I'm like, they said my frame would never hold 405. And I was like, I'm a lot of a shower, so let me show you what I'm not going to say. I was like, oh, maybe you're right. I'm a small frame guy. And then I was like, every time I think I would hit him, like, I'd hit 365. I'm like, that was too easy. Like, fuck that dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so I put like 10 on there, and then I failed 375. I was like, fuck, maybe this is where I'll just sit. And then the next time I was hitting bench, I was like, you know what? I thought about failing that 375 for a fucking whole week. And then I went back in there, and I was like, I'm going to hit this 375.
Yeah.
Hit the 375. It was so fucking easy. I ended up hitting 385 that day.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, nothing's going to stop me now. I was like, I'll hit 395 next week. I didn't hit 395 next week. I actually went from 385 to 405. It just took about 4 weeks to get there.
Okay.
I would work up. I wanted to hit 385 once a week, just like I was doing 365.
Yep.
And so I did it. I hit 385 3 weeks in a row. And then I had failed 395 like 2 weeks before that. I was like, fuck it. 385, like the fourth or fifth week, I was like, 385 felt, it might have been the sixth week. I'm not sure at the time, but 385 went up so fucking easy. I had a hype crew with me. I felt really good. I was like, you know what? Put fucking 405 in there. And I had my guys with me. They're like, everybody's screaming. So now I'm like, I'm just absorbing everybody's energy. I'm like, I'm about to fucking rip this shit. And when I got it, I felt like I knew as soon as I unwrapped it, I was like, oh, this is mine. Yeah. This is fucking mine. As soon as it touched my chest and started going up, I was like, oh, this is fucking mine.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I felt like, a king. And that leads me to talkers and doers. When that guy was talking about my frame's too small, I could have sat there and argued with him and like, oh, no, I can do this, but I saved that energy. And I just said, people are going to be more impressed when I just do it as opposed to, everybody watch me, I'm going to do it, because then I'm setting myself up for potential failure. And then I'm like, well, maybe I couldn't do it, and here I am talking about doing it, and then, so I just was kind of like hustle and just hustle, push and hustle. And I was like, hey, get the camera rolling just in case I get it. Right. But let's not say, hey, I'm going live, I'm about to hit this shit, because I was like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I've learned that in the gym, you have good days, you have bad days.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, after I hit 405 that week, the next week I was like, I put 365 on and was hurt, and I was like, fuck it. But mentally, I was enabling that weakness as well. But talkers and doers, I've learned that most people that you hear talking about what they're going to do, they never get it done.
Oh, yeah.
You're either going to hear them talking or you're going to hear about what they've gotten accomplished. And so I've learned that at an early age, like of the business. When I was, even it started with shirts. I was like, I'm going to release all these shirts real soon. And then it's so fucking hard coming up with a shirt that people that you would want to wear just because like this has got my face on it. A lot of people won't wear this because my face is on it. But I'm like, why wouldn't you? I'm like, then you think about wearing another guy's face. You're like, okay, I can see. But so then you try to build something that everyone wants a piece of or wouldn't mind wearing. And then you just sit there and like, I'm going to do 10 shirts. And then you're like, I don't have an idea. What am I going to do? So it's a lot harder. So I learned to just keep my mouth shut and say, this is the shirt that I've been working on once I have it, as opposed to what I'm going to do. Well,
when people come to you, too, and tell you something that they're going to do, start holding them accountable. That's what I do.
Oh, absolutely.
When people ask me, like, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel, I want to start a podcast, what should I get? I sit down with them, take all the time they need. Here's the equipment. What's your budget? So, like, if your budget's this, we got this equipment, we got this. You need to do this, and this. I don't charge anybody for that, and I never will. But you best believe I'm going to blow your phone up weekly.
You told me.
Did you start recording? Hey, did you get your equipment yet? Like, hey, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? I'm gonna hold you to the fire because I gave you my time, and
Right.
I'll always do that for free.
And you
but
invested
I'm
your
holding
time,
you
so you're
accountable
expecting it
because I
back.
want people to do it to me.
Fair.
Like if I tell you, hey, I'm hitting 405, like
Oh, yeah.
when you see my next bench video, you're like, hey, where's the 405?
Yeah, you still
and it's not
chasing it?
it's
Yeah.
not a call out. It's
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
you
it's a
told me you were
reminder.
going to
Yeah,
do it.
exactly.
Are you working towards
I
it?
respect that. And, that goes back to the self-development. Whenever you try to hold some people who aren't as developed as they need to be within themselves, they'll take offense to it.
Oh, big time.
Jesus
big time.
Christ,
Yeah.
dude,
Well, I've just
you
been
told,
busy.
Whoa,
yeah.
easy, bro. You told me. You
Yep.
know? That's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I say we've had a lot of serious talk here, so I'd like to go into a little bit more fun. I've got some games here that I'd like to play with you, and the first one is I like to call it "What Comes to Mind."
Okay.
So what it will do is I'll say a word, and I want you to reply as fast as you can with whatever the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
It could be one word, it could be a sentence, it could be a sound, but just
Yep.
whatever it is. Okay. So for instance, let's get started. I got 20 of them.
Okay.
Up.
Bench press.
Okay.
Up.
Okay. I like that.
I've been watching YouTube.
Yeah,
like I'm
good.
trying to improve my
I
bench.
like
I
that.
watch on YouTube.
And I can
that's
tell
the thing,
because that's fucking sticking
down,
to it. Yeah.
Up,
Yeah.
you know.
And, hey, the whole time, that's what I'm screaming.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
hell yeah. Okay, left.
right.
Okay, turtle.
Hair.
Snow.
No good.
No good. Okay. Gravel.
Money, because I had the dump truck.
Oh yeah, I
So
remember
anytime
that.
somebody calls
I
about
remember
gravel,
that.
I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, buddy.
This is the mind of an entrepreneur right
That's
here. Most
easy
people are like
money.
up, down, left, right. I can dig it. Nitrous.
Fast.
Arrow.
Deer, I guess.
Okay,
I think
that's
about a
good.
broad
That's
head.
good. Yeah,
You know what
cool,
I mean?
cool. Keyboard.
Warrior.
Dude, they're all over the place.
Dude, I had one last night. He started to get me. He started to reel me in.
It's
I
hard not to
nibbled
bite
that
on
bait,
shit,
but
dude.
I didn't bite the hook. I just said, hey, I appreciate it. Was on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I was like, I appreciate
Dude,
you watching.
YouTube is fucking
I just left
full
it there.
of. There was a guy calling Josh out or talking about I want to get him one-on-one. I was like, well, come on up here. He's like, yeah, he gives off this real good vibe. I want to get him one-on-one. I'm like, hey, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I'm done talking.
Yep.
And I didn't mean for it to be rude, but dude, I'm sure Blake could tell you the same thing. Like, dude, people message me daily about, hey, I'm gonna get in there and start boxing. I'm gonna get in there and
Oh,
start
my
fighting. And I'm like,
God.
yeah, everybody is. And
Dude, people that know I train at Blake's, I'm gonna go with you sometimes. Same thing I
Yeah.
do with the other people. I hold them accountable.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I'll send a group text with
Oh, yeah.
19 people that don't know each other. Hey, this is the list of everybody that's been saying they're going for 3 months. I'll be there
Oh, you
tonight at
do that?
7. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Dude, and people
I'm gonna
that
start. I need that.
people that always respond to my texts don't respond to those.
Yeah, I
They're
believe
like,
it. Oh, they're
"Eh."
like this motherfucker. I don't know what
Dude,
I'm
I
gonna do
put
now.
on my story, are you coming or are you going to keep pretending? But
And
those
you tag 'em?
same people, those same people click, I'm going to keep pretending. I'm like, okay,
at
hey,
least
as long as
okay,
you know.
yeah, okay, I respect that.
Yeah, I see it all the time, man.
Cool. Did I say can?
Tuna.
Tuna. Corn.
I just had some corn.
Okay. Horses.
Horses bring back good memories. I grew up on a horse farm.
Okay,
So
good.
just
What
a
kind of horses?
rush of quarter horses.
Quarter horse? Cool,
They did
cool.
barrel racing
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
awesome.
I didn't really do it. I was more just trail riding. They're
Trail riding?
expensive horses.
That
but
makes sense. You like
yeah.
hiking, trail riding on a
Yeah,
fucking horse is
yeah.
awesome, bro.
Well, and deer don't run from horses, so you can walk
they're-
through
it's
the
that
middle of
natural
deer.
fucking-
Yeah,
yeah, dude, I love nature.
It's awesome.
Toothbrush.
I'm big on teeth and hygiene and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
toothbrush is good.
Yeah, toothbrush good. Feet.
Feet aren't my thing, man. Like I'm not against them, but the first thing you say feet, I think of all these dudes with a foot
Me too.
fetish.
That's the first thing
and
I
I'm
was thinking, like fetish, and like I don't understand a foot fetish.
Me neither. I don't get it. It's not my thing, but I always look at it as it could be worse.
It's
'Cause
true.
There's
That's true.
dirtier fetishes out there.
Hey,
We won't
I
go
will
into
sell
that,
a
but
picture of my feet though. If you want a picture of my feet.
oh, I will definitely
Yeah.
sell. And I feel like for a
We're
dude, I
actually-
got nice feet.
I do too. I feel like I do too. We'll tell you what. We're gonna do a combo deal. If you want a picture of one of my feet with one of his feet, message me and we'll work out the price.
His right and my left
Yes.
combined as one photo to
it'll
look
be
like one
who's-
person.
Yes, exactly. And we'll leave the rest to your imagination. And I'll split the fucking money with you, man.
No, you keep it, man. You keep it. I never want to get paid from selling feet.
I'm not against getting paid. For my feet. Okay. Egg.
I ate 3 of them a day, so protein.
Okay, protein. Hey, I have a shit ton of chickens. I've got grass-fed, free-range chickens.
Dude, I get 36 from my friends
Yes,
every week.
Perfect. I was going to recommend that's perfect. Water.
Necessity.
Okay. Roof.
Comfort.
War.
Good.
Electricity. Great. Love. Yeah, great. Yes. Electricity.
Dangerous.
Dangerous as fuck. Super dangerous.
Dude, because I did electrical for like a year or so at the hospital, and people were like, "Hey, can you wire up my thing?" I'm like, "Look, man, I ran conduit.
Yeah.
You don't want me
Yeah,
wiring
yeah,
up
yeah.
anything.
That's
I know
fucking
nothing about any of
That
that.
shit'll get you
Like,
fucking killed.
I can
too.
replace an outlet. That's about the extent of
yeah.
my
Let's flip the
electrical,
breaker
bro.
first, and then
Yeah,
I'm out,
yeah.
Titanic.
Sad.
Sad. Okay. Kidney beans.
Nah.
Nah. No one ever has anything to say for kidney beans.
Dude, I won't turn them down, but I've never requested them.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I can't remember ever tasting one.
Yeah, there's not much taste to them. They're bland.
Just like a fucking potato almost. Or what?
Yeah, but I mean it's protein
Beanish?
again.
Yeah.
So you're like,
Yeah. I've been
whatever.
there. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, when I was poor, I'd make bean soup, like every kind of bean at the grocery store.
Soup. Yesterday I had this was a question yesterday. Is cereal a soup?
Is cereal a soup?
And if not, why isn't it? But if so, why is it?
I don't think milk could be considered a soup base. You know what I mean?
So the base, okay. Yesterday they were talking about temperature would make it not a soup. But there
Okay.
are there
There are
cold
cold soups.
See, well,
yeah,
that takes that out.
which sounds disgusting.
sounds
I've
very
never had
disgusting.
one, but yeah.
I don't know what a cold soup would be.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not a soup guy.
I'm not a soup guy at all.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat a lot of vegetables, and most soups are like vegetable.
I heard
everything.
that, I think, on the podcast you did with Blake. That was surprising
Oh,
to me.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
I get, and maybe it's the way I was raised. Like my grandparents had a
Right.
garden. Like I told, had 3 gardens actually. But like, I get to points where I crave vegetables. Where like, I'll sit down and
my
just eat like a
grandfather-
gang of green
Oh,
stuff.
No, my
Like,
grandfather had a garden, and I used to have to pick okra for him, and like I hate it because it makes you fucking itch real
Yeah.
bad. And so I had to picking all these fucking vegetables. My mom never made me. I'm gonna blame my mom.
Uh-huh.
She never made me eat any vegetables. Like if I'm like I don't want that.
Yeah.
She's like okay.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of the same thing with my son. Like he doesn't eat anything like any vegetable. All he eats is macaroni, chicken, and pizza. Like plain pizza with not too much sauce. He's real picky, but
Yeah.
my mom never made me eat anything I didn't like, so I have a hard time like trying to make him eat something that I'm not gonna eat. Like,
Yeah.
what do I feel like a hypocrite? Like eat that nasty ass bean. Like
Well, see, the way I was raised, like, you have to have it if
Right.
you want to progress and get bigger and get stronger and all that. But there's dudes on the carnivore diet that all they eat is meat. I
Right.
mean, if you don't eat a lot of vegetables, look
yeah,
at you.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I was like 217 pounds is the most I've weighed, like lean, like a lean 217. I've been heavier, but let's talk about lean weight.
Yeah.
All I ate was chicken, steak, and sweet potatoes. Like that's all I ate.
Yeah.
I would cook steak, chicken, and sweet potato, and I'd put them in little Tupperware box, like already cooked, cut them up in pieces, and I wouldn't eat one meal. All day long, I would just eat pieces of chicken,
Yep.
pieces of steak, and pieces of sweet potato. And I had a tackle box with a strap on it, and I took all the things out, and I put my Tupperware in the tackle box. When I was in the Army, we would just like sack them
Yep.
in, you know?
Well, the meat eater's argument is the cow eats the vegetables for you, and you're eating
I've
the
never
cow.
heard that, but I do the same thing. I'm like, they're like, how do you get your vegetables? I'm like, well, what I eat eats vegetables. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was watching some predator. They were doing a video on like predators not having vegetables, but it was showing something eating a rabbit, and it was talking about they're not gonna. He doesn't eat around the stomach. The predator eats the whole
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
rabbit. So
Yeah.
he's eating the undigested and partially digested grass or whatever the fuck it was the
Yeah.
rabbit was eating.
Yeah, true.
Obviously a super micro dose.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah.
I mean, hell, it's there.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I believe like I used to try to take when I was like really big into bodybuilding. I used to take like supplements like vitamins to try to get the nutrients that I wasn't getting from like the vegetables. I've even tried to drink some green drinks and shit, but it never worked out for me.
I do those too.
Do
Yeah,
you?
just as supplement. Because to me, it's mental.
It
It's
is
like
mental for
I
sure.
need vegetables.
Right,
I
right.
need vegetables.
And then I feel like that part I struggle with that some, but I'm like, fuck, I've made it this far without them. I mean, shit.
Have you ever wondered what you would do with it? Though? I'm not saying
Oh yeah,
do
well, no,
it, 'cause
yeah,
obviously
I've
it's
actually
work,
have. I
but-
actually have. I've been like, I wonder if I could just be more. I kind of burnt myself out on eating. I went into the Army at 147 pounds, and like in 4 or 5 months, I was like 185 just from like shoveling food down my throat. And it got to the point where I believe I burnt myself out on food to where I was eating like my jaws used to get sore
Yeah.
just from eating all day. And then
Yep.
like when I weighed like over 200, like 215, 217, like I was just bloated. You could still see my abs, but it was just like a fucking beer belly
Yeah.
with abs on the outside.
Yep.
And I was just miserable. And like at 215 and up, man, it's hard for me to tie my shoes. I remember like I'm a small frame guy. Like I'd have to go down and tie my shoes. I'd be get on there and tie a little bit and have to come back up. And I'm like, how do I look like this? And I'm like, my breathing was great. I was running 8 to 10 miles a day in the Army, but I was just fucking like, I had no functionality. Like I couldn't fucking scratch. I was like, I still scratch my back with like the corner of the wall and whatnot. But that was just too much upkeep to maintain. Like I'm like right at like 190 right now, 195. I fluctuate 190, 195. But that's comfortable for me. I don't have to force food down. Like I'm not worried about if I miss a meal. But if I miss a meal, I will lose weight. Like it's that bad.
Right.
But I'm not too worried about scales and what I'm eating because, like, I guess I'm pretty okay with where I am. I'm actually going back up. I was out of the gym. I hurt my shoulder a little bit after the 405. I think I got 410.
From the 405?
Yeah, something. I got like a real big, like I have a trapezius pressure point. I have a real big knot under my right trap. And I can feel it when I'm benching. Like I can feel it in the front, kind of. You know? And it just made it really uncomfortable. So I was like, I'll give it like 2 months off. Well, I did 2 months off, and then I've been back in the gym for about 3.5, 4 weeks now. I fell 365 a month ago. I got it last week, I believe, 365. It was fairly easy, but the first time I felt like no gym for 2 months, straight to 365 on there. And I was like, no, hell no. Like, no. And I'm like, it's okay. And that was a real big, like, I guess, humbling moment for me because I was like, man, throw 365. And I was like, 225 felt so fucking heavy. I was like, fuck it, to throw 275 on there. I kept saying, we'll just throw more and more because in my head, I'm like, I was hitting 405, 410 2 months ago. But dude, like strength, man, once you get to where you're like, you're maybe adding 5 pounds every 2 or 3 months to where you are. You take 1 or 2 weeks off, and if you're not training strength every day, that shit goes down.
That's what, for my size and my frame, like I bench a good bit. Like dudes come up in the gym like, dude, you're pretty
I've
strong.
seen your video,
but I bench about every 4 days.
Right.
If I don't, I can't do the once a week.
There's
like,
no way.
Yeah,
no
it goes
fucking
down.
way. You do once a week on anything.
How do I get better? I'm like, just bench all the
Harder,
time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, and I do work down sets. Like, that's the only workout I record is my bench. I've got every bench press I've done since like sometime in 2019.
Really? That's awesome.
And I'll say, hey, I'll send it to you. You know what I mean? But there's a ton of. They're like, why do so many reps? I'm like, that's what it takes, man.
That is what it takes.
Or that's what works for me.
Practice makes perfect, pretty much, is the way I look at it. Every rep is training. It's like the Army, like muscle memory almost. Like when I was when I was training people, that's what I would tell them. I was like, we're gonna sit here and do this so much to where you like do a couple reps with just the bar, get up and reset. To where when you're playing, you can almost close your eyes and set up, grab the bar. It should almost be muscle memory to where you could close your eyes and set up everything and be perfect, you know? And so a lot of people are like, why are we doing this over and over and over again? Because I'm like, if you want your bench to go up, it's a form. If you like, I say perfect your form. There's no perfect form, but you have a perfect form.
Right.
I could have a perfect, my perfect, you know? So whatever, and it's crazy how even moving your hands in a fucking one finger link can change every fucking thing.
Some dudes are elbows out.
That's
and
true.
They say never do that. And those dudes are putting up insane
that's true.
weight
It's
with
crazy.
elbows out.
And I've seen guys with like the suicide grip, and like it makes me nervous. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna fucking die. Don't do it. They call it the suicide grip for a fucking reason.
I never intervene in anybody's workout, but
no.
I saw some guys not long ago that were benching, and I could tell they could definitely do more than what they were doing.
Right.
But I watched, and like one dude's feet are literally like hovering above the floor while he's bent. Like they're not on there. I'm like, look, I never do this, but I was like, can I have like 10 minutes of y'all's time? And I'm not saying I'm the professional.
Right.
Take what I give you and then go ask somebody that really knows. But here, let's try this, this, and this. And reps that they were failing, they were getting like 4 and 6
of. Because
I'm
some
like,
feet, you brace
it's
them
just
fucking
that.
feet. Yeah,
I said,
exactly.
I'm self-taught. So again, take this with a grain of salt. I'm just saying, I could tell you had more in you.
Absolutely.
Just that technique.
And that's how I learned from everybody. I take a little bit from you, a little bit from him, a little bit from her, a little bit from. You see people that are stronger than you, like just like we were talking about the guy earlier. You see somebody that's where you want to be. I don't want to watch you do it. I want to see how you got there.
Yeah.
So like that's what I see. Like, okay, his shoulders are like this. I notice when he's benching, he's hitting here instead of here. Let me try to hit here, you know, and just every little thing, like where it's hitting your chest, where your hands are, your elbows, everything changes. So like it's a science almost, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Let's see here. Let's jump into something I like to call Would You Rather.
Okay.
So I'll give you like option A or option B. And again, there's no wrong answers. This is more for fun here. So, would you rather, let's say we had somebody came in and was like, hey, Matt, we're going to cut something off. It's either we're going to cut a finger off or cut a toe off. Would you rather lose a finger or lose a toe?
Do we get to pick the finger or
yes,
toe?
That
Definitely
was the
toe.
The toe,
Definitely
okay.
The toe.
Why the toe?
I use my hands so much, and if
Okay.
I can keep like my main 4 toes, I feel like I could.
Which toe would you get rid
balance
of, though?
the pinky for
The
sure.
pinky toe?
I don't even like it. It
I
looks
find
weird.
mine
I hit it
too.
on the table.
My pinky kind of does this a little bit. It kind of curls over. So I'd get rid of that motherfucker.
Or I get rid of this baby.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one. If I had a toy car, I'd ride that motherfucker right over there. What happened there?
So that was a motorcycle wreck. So
Right.
I was sitting in the median waiting to turn left. Somebody ran a red light, and there's cars on both sides. I had nowhere to go. So that path of least resistance
for
is
sure.
the bike.
Yeah.
I saw it coming, and I was at the last second. I had nowhere to go. I was going to lay the bike down and just get out of the way, and I didn't do it quick enough, and it just pinned my hand in the handlebar. So it wasn't too bad. It severed the tendon.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to a hand
Can
surgeon.
you move your? Yeah, you move.
I can
yeah.
close it.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just it doesn't open all the way.
right.
So when I went to the hand surgeon, he's like, "All right, it'll be like $3,000 to fix it, and you can't use that hand for like 9 months." I'm like, "Define, don't use the hand." He's like, "If you hit a baseball, the vibrations from the bat will rupture those stitches. If you dribble a basketball," and at that time I was doing hardwood floors. We swing a
Doing
big ass
hammers,
mallet
fuck
all
yeah.
day
Day
long.
long, yeah.
I said, "So what if I don't?" He said, "It'll just be crooked." I said, "Well, I always have a good grip." He said, "Oh, yeah, it's going to naturally, over time, close down more. So
yeah.
your grip will be
Oh,
great.
yeah.
It just won't open straight." I was like, "What do I owe you for today?"
Yeah.
So I figured this is where this was going, not a thing. He's like, "Have a good one,
Yeah,
man."
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too long. That
Yeah,
recovery time's
9
too long.
months
That's
with
ridiculous.
your dominant hand,
Oh,
like,
that would be
and just
fucked.
that little bit of stuff could re-rupture. And for that at that time,
That
$3
sounds
grand. My
painful,
car
too.
wasn't even $3 grand.
Dude, with
like,
$3,000 and then you
yeah.
fucking rupture it, then how much is that gonna cost you?
Exactly.
Fucking
So I was
probably
like,
$6
yeah, we're
grand
not
now,
doing
yeah.
that.
Fuck that.
So if I had to do a finger, we'll get rid of that.
Okay.
Baby.
Okay. I'm with it. I was gonna say toe as well, and just because, like you said, you can't see it, and I feel like you do more with your hands, especially this business.
Oh,
you
for
know, so,
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you eat meat, you said, right?
Oh, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you rather go on, if you had to choose, obviously, but vegetarian or a straight liquid diet?
So I've done vegetarian. That girl I dated in California, she was on a vegetarian diet for a while. So I did it. Dude, I got down to 155.
I was about to say, did you keep muscle mass, or what
I
happened?
kept a little bit of muscle. Strength was in the toilet
Were you
compared to
training
what it
strength
was.
still?
Yeah.
And it still was just declining?
Oh, yeah. I mean, because I weighed 155 pounds. The
Right.
sad reality is, typically the more you weigh, the more you can move.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. That's
for
the
the
fact,
most
because even
part.
Jordan, when he weighed 350 pounds, he squatted 805 pounds.
Yeah.
Now he weighs like 250 or maybe 230, something, I guess.
Dude, he looks phenomenal
Oh,
too.
he looks-
Let's give him a
oh,
shout
yeah,
out.
for sure. He looks like he's chiseled.
Just from when y'all did that strongman thing to now.
Oh, my God.
Like if I didn't keep up with him from that time,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't know who that is.
Dude, people come in here all the time, like, that's not him. I'm
Yeah,
like,
if he told me that was
yeah.
him, I'd say no,
that's
it's
correct.
not.
That looks like the Hulk Iron Man suit for him. Like
Dude,
the
yeah.
Hulk blaster or whatever.
Yep. But yeah, I would do that. I would do the liquid diet
do the
only
liquid diet?
because like I've never done it, but I've seen people like, especially guys trying to really gain,
Right.
puree their meat in like a
Yeah.
blender and drink
Just
it.
drink it, yeah. Well, that's less on your, I guess, less on your digestive system.
Yeah, and it sounds disgusting,
It does
but hey,
sound
like
terrible.
I've got goals,
Yeah,
and I'm
it's about how
lucky in that,
sacrifice.
like I don't mind eating bland stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's for me, it's to fuel my body. Don't get me wrong, I love the good stuff, but
Right.
like I can eat the same meal and do eat the same meal. Most of my meat, 80% of my meat's deer meat,
Right,
Just
fair.
because protein
Yeah.
super
Oh,
high,
absolutely,
super
yeah.
clean, fats real low. But I'll just eat that and rice. People are
That's
like,
true.
you don't get tired of that? I'm like, not at all,
Nah,
because I'm
nah.
thinking end
Yeah,
goal.
it's-
Like,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
getting me where I want to
Exactly.
get. I don't care.
Goal oriented.
Yeah,
Makes things
exactly.
a lot easier for sure. Liquid diet, vegetarian. Let's see here. All right. So, would you rather? Can you sing?
No.
Good.
I like to think I can,
Yeah,
but when I turn the radio off
Okay.
or
Yeah,
I
that's what I
record
was about to say.
myself,
Somebody
I'm
changes
like,
next.
I'm like, bro.
I'm the same fucking way. So this is gonna be perfect. So, would you rather sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, or ask someone to marry you at the Super Bowl and get told no? On the live fucking camera thing.
I handle rejection really well,
Yeah.
but I've still got enough of an ego where that singing
Especially in the
bad
fucking Super Bowl. That's where America's
and
watching.
people memeing me with
Oh,
that.
you'd
like,
be mean forever.
Dude, I would get roasted
Yeah.
so
The
hard.
memes would hurt worse than the
so
heartbreak
hard.
from the no.
Yeah. So I'm definitely getting rejected.
So you're gonna get rejected?
Yeah, on the Jumbotron. I don't even care. I'm like, hey, it wasn't meant to be.
I'm sharing it. I'm
You
sharing
know?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a big no-go on the singing, the national anthem.
No, like I said, I like
That'd be
to
the
feel
worst
like
thing to butcher, too.
Dude, even driving here, I had some Tyler Childers blast.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, I could do this. Like, I got a career.
With the music up, I'm the
But
same
one
way.
time, I recorded myself. I'm gonna see. I might put this out. And I was like, not only did I delete it, I went to the deleted folder and deleted it.
From there?
If you find my phone, I don't care what you see on there. Just don't find that video and don't leak that to the world. Dude, it's so bad.
I feel the same way. Even on like some of the podcasts, I don't like the way my own voice sounds.
You'll get over that.
Yeah,
I was the same way, editing every episode. I'm like, I hate the way I sound. But then I'm like, you know what? This is the way I sound.
Yeah, me too. This is what everybody else hears, so fuck it.
Exactly.
Because you sound different.
I'm like, that's what they hear.
I'm like, God, why are y'all friends with me? Why do you listen to this?
Yeah.
I guess they say it's like the vibration or the echo in your head makes you sound different in here. Like when you talk, you can hear one voice, and then I hear something totally different.
Do you hear a twang in yourself or no?
No.
I don't hear one talking to you.
I don't either. I don't think so.
But I don't hear one for me. But then like when I talk to people that aren't from here, they'll repeat stuff I say.
That
like
makes sense,
it's cute. I'm like.
Especially when you went to California, I bet everyone was like, oh.
Yeah. But then when I came back, everybody's like, oh, you don't have an accent.
Yeah, that's the same way. I went to Alaska. I was in Alaska for 4 years. And then everybody there, like guys in the Army, they're like, God, you're a fucking redneck hillbilly. And I'm like, you don't know redneck hillbilly, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I got here, everybody's like, oh, you lost everything. Who are you now? And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't recognize anything. But I guess it's from adapting.
Yep.
You just adapt.
I've literally got friends here that when my California friends come and visit, they look at me as like an interpreter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what this dude just said. Now, that's when I take them deep in the country.
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
What is he asking?
We had some guys from Michigan come. The guy deployed with Lee Rose from Michigan. He came down and he's very Michigan spoken, and everybody's like, "Damn, he's fucking Michigan as fuck." I'm like, "Yeah, well, he's just not here, you know."
Right.
All right, let's see here. Would you rather lose an eye or lose an arm?
Lose the eye.
You think that'd be the easy question there because
yeah,
it would take 50% of your vision away, but this would take 50% of your physical ability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think like there's a lot of stuff you need two hands to do.
True.
You know, there's not a lot. As long as I can turn my head. I mean, it's not ideal. Don't get me
definitely
wrong.
not
It's
ideal.
not like I'm pumped about
Right.
it, but it seems like an easy thing to me.
I feel like there'll be Google Glasses will have some kind of app for one-eyed people soon where they got better, wider vision.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, or you could just hit a button, a little internal switch. It goes wide angle. You know, and you're like, okay, that's back.
The future is here.
Oh yeah.
We are living in it. Okay.
But also, hey, the robot arms and stuff. Like, because I look at, you know,
there's some robot arms that are better than our fucking regular arms.
Same thing. I look at guys with legs where it's like carbon fiber and all this stuff. Like, I'm sure those are like crazy money, and I don't know how you get that. And I don't want to lose a limb, but if you did, it's like, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, that's true. Like, the people of today's world, like, my grandfather, he passed away, I guess, like 10 years or so ago. Like, his prosthetic leg compared to the ones today, like, these motherfuckers have, like, they're fucking hydro dipped. You can get your fucking leg hydro dipped.
Yeah,
like,
and they've got all kind of crazy like titanium fasteners and it's streamlined and light.
You can put a bottle opener on your leg today.
Dude, you could do all kind of stuff. You could have a knife come out of your kneecap.
Yeah, you can shoot blades from your prosthetic knee. Okay, this is the last would you rather. Would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything you were told?
Lose the ability to lie. That only is going to better me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I try not to do it now. I thought about that in the shower the other day. I'm like, how many lies do I tell a day, like unintentional?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Just
everyone,
like
I do the same
stuff.
thing. I think about the same thing, and it's just like some, like, you know, like some of the lies we tell aren't necessarily lies, but they are lies. You know, everything's a lie that's not the truth.
Yeah.
But I believe that it's the intention behind the lie. If you lie trying to be deceptive, you know, then that's terrible. But if you lie to, like, you know, cushion the blow or to encourage someone, I believe that sometimes, you know, there are lines, I guess.
And some of the time it's just not worth getting into. One of the little ones, I was like, I try to make it a goal to sleep a minimum of 8 hours every single day, and it's just for my fitness stuff, you know. But so I tell people, oh, I sleep 8 hours. There's 2 or 3 days a week where I might have only got 7. I'm like, but to break that down, but that's because like,
I get that for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a little lie, but it's still a lie.
It's true, yes,
you know,
man.
like,
You wouldn't be able to say.
Yeah,
you have to be like, yes,
yeah. Like, but I've also tried to get myself for like saying the uncomfortable truth.
Yeah, for
you know what I mean? Just telling people how it is.
Right.
Forget their feelings. Forget my feelings.
You have to.
Just put it out there because I've always admired the people that did that. I'm like, oh, I can be that person. Just do that.
Just tell it. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Just tell it. I'm with that for sure. All right, so now we're going to roll on into the rapid fire segment of the show. And that's just where I'm going to throw something real quick at you and then, you know, just give me a quick back answer, you know. This could have went into the would you rather, but I threw this one into the rapid fire because it's going to be quick and fast. So would you rather, or no, this would have been a would you rather. So if you had to eat one, which one would it be? A Tide Pod or a Gain Fling? Because the Tide Pod, all the hip kids are doing the Tide Pods.
Then I would do the Tide Pod to see what the hype is about.
For some reason, I think the Gain Fling looks like it tastes a little better.
It does. It does, but the pod's the OG.
That's true. And there's a reason everybody keeps going to the Tide Pods. There's a reason that the Gain Fling wasn't the central of it.
Yeah.
The pod, it might actually taste better.
Maybe they did the research.
Maybe they tried both and dude, pod's the way to go.
Yep.
Fuck a Gain Fling. Okay. Vin Diesel, Hulk Hogan, The Rock. Kill one, kiss one, marry one.
I'm marrying The Rock.
Hands down.
Yep, because he's going to look good forever.
That's true.
I get all those good workouts.
Hey, I'm only going to marry him if he wears an apron. He's got to do the cooking.
Yeah.
He's a damn good chef.
Yep. I'd kiss Vin Diesel because although there's rumors about him, I don't think he would take it sexual.
I don't know, man. I don't know the rumors. He might just try to him grab the back of your head,
I feel like he can't fight though.
That's
what
true.
I mean?
Yeah, he definitely can't.
He can't fight.
Yeah,
so.
he can't. And,
Not that I can, but I can fight better than him. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with it. And then so you'd kill Hulk Hogan.
I've never been a Hulk fan, to be honest.
Well,
although I went as him on Halloween.
If you married him though, he would die faster than he's the oldest there. So he'd die faster. You get
yeah,
all
but
this
he's
shit.
already been through a nasty divorce.
Oh yeah.
He probably ain't got no money.
He probably ain't got shit.
The Rock's got money.
Hulk Hogan looks like his breath stinks.
He does.
Yeah.
The Rock is in every single movie, even movies he doesn't belong in, which is 90% of the movies he does.
That's true. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that he's like the most well-known man in the world, The Rock.
I would believe that, yeah.
Because, he's just he's always going places. He's doing all kind of shit all over the world.
Yeah, well, he's kind of like Tyson. Like people that have never watched a boxing match in their life, they know who Mike Tyson is.
He's got
not
fucking
just that
homing
tattoo,
pigeons
but
from
like
fucking Japan. They go to Japan and back.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he's a weird dude.
Yeah, he's a super weird dude. What the? Who has? I would never look at him and be like, this guy's. He's got the best fucking pigeons in the world.
Dude, and The Rock might run for president.
That's true.
He'd be the first dude.
He'd be the first dude. Yeah, that's exactly right. That'd be good. So, you live a pretty interesting life. If you got to pick a theme song for your life, what would that be?
Man, it'd definitely be something by Tyler Childers. Pretty much every song of his I can relate to.
Okay.
The women issues, the growing up hard. Not that I grew up hard because of my family. I made my life hard on myself by making bad choices.
Exactly.
My family, I had a good place to live and knew right from wrong and all that. I was just hard-headed. Son.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So it'd definitely be a Tyler Childers song. Which one is hard to say. Probably Nose on the Grindstone.
Nose on the Grindstone. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to listen to it.
Because that reminds me of my grandpa.
The sound of the name already gives me a great idea of what's going on.
It's good, yeah.
Okay. Do you like chicken wings?
I love them.
Drums or flats?
Flats. I don't want the chicken to go to waste, but I don't think there should be drums.
There shouldn't be drums. There's a lot of leftover shit on there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of weird, there's a little weird piece of meat that doesn't match anything else.
There is. And you know what? I eat that meat
too.
trying to go
time.
into that animal mindset.
Me too. I just grab it and just pull it off.
Yeah. If some apex predator was eating this chicken, he would eat me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
we're survivors
I need to eat
exactly.
it too. I don't know what it is.
But I've got the flats down, bro. I can break the top of them off and just pull out fucking bone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a better tasting
And the flats
meat.
to me hold more wing sauce.
Yeah,
it's more
they
evenly distributed.
And I have a mustache. You too. If you eat a drum, it's gonna be everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the fucking odd shape.
Yeah.
The odd shape.
Yeah.
I'm a flat guy myself. Okay, so.
But never boneless. That has to be. If you're a grown man that eats, except TK, my buddy TK that trains at Blake's.
Yeah, TK's cool.
He
came
to
our deadlift party, I believe.
He can kick my ass, and he eats boneless. So
yeah.
Everybody except TK, you're not a man if you
TK, you eat whatever the hell you
boneless.
want to. But everybody else, if you want fucking chicken tenders cut up, you get a damn chicken tender and cut it up. Okay, last one. If someone put a gun to your head and said you have to call one person, if they answer, I'll let you live. If they don't answer, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head. Who would you call?
Man, I got friends that are always there for me, but as far as answering the phone, that's tough.
That is fucking hard as hell.
Because, people are busy, you know what I mean?
That's true.
So, I guess I would just send it and I'd say my buddy Kevin Lloyd.
Do you have your phone with you right now?
Of course I do.
Let's
You
give him a
wanna
call.
him?
I would
Let's call
love
him and
it.
see.
I'd love it.
Let's call him and see.
Kevin Lloyd. Hey, the gun's here.
And this is going to be great because I don't know why Face ID isn't working. This is great because we have a back and forth thing where we answer the phone in fucking ridiculous ways.
Yes, I'm so excited to hear this.
We might get something good. I'm about to die. And he drives for FedEx.
Yeah.
So this is like
Oh yeah, this is
middle
gamble
of the
right
day.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Come on, bro.
No,
Come on, bro.
finger's getting tighter on the trigger.
Dude, it is.
Yeah, the hammer's going back.
And it's 11:11. I'm making a wish
Making a
that
wish
he
to
answers.
save my life. Save
Your call
the pain, the pain.
Here.
Leave him a message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
four
Fuck you.
nine three four three seven seven
Voicemail's
zero
full.
Yeah.
is not
I
available.
believe it.
The mailbox.
A double fucking
I
whammy.
can't even get an extension.
No release. Yeah, no
I
release.
can't even get a call me
my
back. Like,
God. Yeah.
call me back in 5 minutes. They're gonna let me
Yeah,
live.
they'll let me live. Yeah, you asshole. That's great. Damn it. You know, it's actually funny either way. It worked out great. That's funny. It sucks that, you know, I'm the same way. Whoever I would call, they wouldn't answer the phone either.
Yeah.
So,
they'll always call me back.
oh, yeah, you'll get the
and
phone
they've
call
always
back.
got me.
What is it? But you can't answer now because you're fucking dead.
Exactly. Yeah.
All I wanted was you to answer the fucking phone.
and he would know. He would take it as a funny thing that blood's on his hands.
Oh yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Oh
you're
my
like,
God,
God
yeah.
dang.
Damn it! I try to. Then you text him. Can I at least text him first?
Yeah, he's gonna
Hey,
haunt me in the
asshole.
afterlife.
Yeah, yeah. Just know I'm coming for you. Okay, that's great. Well, Matt, I've had a really good time with you today. I'm really happy that you came. Thanks for spending your time here with me. To our listeners, do you have a final piece of advice? Is there, you know, like your closing words? What do you have to? What do you want to leave everybody with?
Yeah, I want to circle back to something you brought up, which is, you know, the sayers versus doers.
Yes.
You know, like a lot of people look at the position I'm in and how I get to spend my time and stuff to say, I want to do it too. I'm like, look, I'm not special. Like, there's nothing special about me. Even like in photos and videos, when I got that work, I didn't know what I was doing. I just started consuming a ton of that content. Let me learn to do all this. Anything you want to do it. So like even with work, like if there's anybody doing anything that you want to do or making money in a way you want to do it, like fixate on that thing
Right.
and do that. You know what I mean? Because they're not special either. Like most people don't have some special talent.
Everybody's
They're just
regular.
willing to work hard and not make the excuse of I don't have time. I get it. You got a job, you got a family, you got whatever. If you've got 30 extra minutes, when you're sitting on the toilet, you've got 2 minutes. Watch some videos, read some stuff online of how to do it, how to get to the next step. Be a doer. Because like the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
Right.
Second best time is today.
Right.
You know
I agree
what I mean?
wholeheartedly.
So-
That right there is fucking gold. What you just said, that's fucking gold. 20 years ago, the second best is today.
Yeah.
I dig that
Yep.
for sure. I do. Well, hey, man, thanks so much for being on here. Had a great time. I look forward to getting up with you again, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having
Thanks,
me, bro.
Oh,
Appreciate
yeah.
it, man.
Yes, sir.